Tribe called Jess, and the tribe is definitely all here tonight, and I am so excited. I'm in this off-hinge mood. I have Frank the Tank, Frank Diaz. I have Julio Diaz, Scott, our baby boy. That is my official name for him, and my lifer who knows my crazy, Jeff, who produces the show and makes all things happen. Hi, guys. How are you?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. What a very Philly thing to say.
East Coast.
Thank you. I'm from Philly. It's like when I go home, you see across the street, like, yo, what's going on? Dead set. So I'm so happy to be here in such a great mood. It's been such a great day. My allergies, I had to wear a hat last week because literally my eyes felt like they were closing. I had just swollen all around. I finally could put like proper makeup on. Got my Botox today. Shout out to Dr. Arzanon. He's the best. He's been working on my face for 20 years.
Nice.
Haven't been under the knife with him yet, but Northern Virginia Surgical Arts, he's amazing. He doesn't really do anybody's Botox anymore, but he does do mine. So got the face, and that'll set in about the next 2 weeks. But I can see again. It helps you see as you get older.
He's slow. It's taken him 20 years. He's still not finished.
You're a dick. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I am going to go under the knife with him. So we'll have a before and after of that. I'm a little scared of that, but I'm excited to do it.
Take it to the next level, huh?
Yeah, he has offices in Arlington, Manassas, and he's so excited about the MMA and all that. He has Gainesville and Warrenton as well. So just want to plug him because I just absolutely adore him. And then we had Copa Elite grappling.
How was that?
So I went into it. Of course, I post for socials for Cagezilla. I do VIP concierge. Anybody looking for a table for TCB fights, any of the other events, and obviously Cagezilla, hit me up, as well as all the advertising, because we have a ton of advertising options, whether they be, print on the ring, seat covers, all the way to digitizing. There's so many options. I've done this with Jeff off and on for a long time. And it's a great way to get your name out there, because not only is it during the events, but it's broadcast and recast on or posted up to YouTube. And if you don't follow Cagezilla and the Wylde Style Network on YouTube, please go and subscribe. My goal is to get us to 1,000. You be doing me a huge favor. People, friends with Frankie, Jeff, Scott, and Julio, please subscribe to the Wylde Style Network. Cagezilla, everything. So we appreciate that. It takes 2 seconds.
Sign up.
Sign up.
Good
and
content.
Then shout out to my girl over at, doing a few shout outs because I believe in supporting small business just as they support us. Vivian Nail Bar and Spa over in Fairfax. They're off Fairfax Boulevard. She owns Divine. I've been going to her since I was 24 years old. She owns them.
Oh,
She's
nice.
an amazing friend, one of my closest friends, and her spas are an experience. It's not like walking in a normal nail salon. Definitely drop Tribe Called Jess at Vivian, and you get a discount. So
Well, make sure you take me. Like my manis and my petties.
you do get manis and
Heck
petties.
yeah, I get facials too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
At the spa, not the other kind of facials.
Sure.
Let me clear
I was
that.
going to say, I give them, I don't get them.
That's why I have to clarify that.
Hey, they're going to find the cure to youth in those kind of facials, Jeff. And then it's going to be a thing. Watch. Do you get mani-pedis, guys? I don't know where Scott went. Jeff, do you?
No.
Scott's eating.
Oh,
I do
you
I
know
too.
do,
what
my,
you're
I do my own.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't want those cruddy ass things getting nail fungus from those places and infections.
I mean, I think you have to go to the right places, right? I mean, there's places
Yeah, I'm
I've been
nervous.
where I'm like, no, but I'm being serious, and for no other reason. Jeff's places are so clean. It's like a Manhattan spa. But I respect guys that take care of their skin, nails, feet. Like, they don't have to be perfect, but yeah, those get ratchet too. Girls get ragged on. I'm like, have you seen your snaggles down there?
But just going there, it feels so relaxing.
Yeah.
The environment is nice. They massage my calves, my legs, my feet. The women love me there. I'm like, oh, I'm
Do
like
they
a
show
king.
you? Do they show you their feet as well? Is that do you pay extra for that?
Well, I do enjoy that too.
And real quick plug, and we'll get after it, and I'll talk some smack because I'm just in this crazy mood. Like, I described my mood to Frankie today as the mood I get when I'm just in a mood. I think I'm untamed right now. I need to be untamed. I've been so tame. And I don't mean drinking. I mean, like, I just want to go out and dance until, like, I don't even care if it's from like 10 p.m. till 11 a.m. the next day. But my mood tonight is like that mood I get in where I go to the pre-party and then I'm like, yeah, let's go dance. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go to the after party and then the after party. And then let's sleep for 2 hours and do it all again. Oh, that's my mood. That I sent that to you. I was like,
you did.
I was like, does it make sense to you, Frankie?
Completely.
But we are having TCB fights July 15th, Muay Thai, boxing. Jeff, I'm saying all that right, correct?
Yes.
It's a miracle. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. And it's going to be awesome. If you haven't been down to the Salisbury Center, get your tickets. It's a really cool experience. I'm so proud of my friend, Jeff. I've been here not since day one, but off and on with him. And just the way it's just leveled up into this amazing facility experience. I mean, it's like going for a full night out. Like, it's very cool. So get your tickets. Hit me up for VIP tables. If you haven't got a table, you got a table. Yeah.
Well, so to ask you, you reserved my table, right?
I did. Jeff, I know Jeff got it down. So
Perfect. We're excited.
I got it. I got it.
Jeff, we got the ring girls too, right?
That's on you.
yeah, you better bring that game.
Bring your own girl.
Is there a bikini contest after that one?
Always.
Okay, so yep.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'll come then.
But go real quick. The grappling was really cool. Like, I actually was like, this is awesome. Got to see Colton Smith fight. I haven't seen him fight since 2011 or 12. So, or have a match. That was cool because I
you
knew
posted in your story, right?
Yeah, I knew.
Like not knockdown, but it was like the takedown.
Oh, that was different. But
that wasn't from the grappling when he lifted.
Oh, that was the grappling.
Yeah.
That was that
for the $3,000, wasn't it?
Oh, I was up close and personal, and I was like, "Is that guy alive?" It scared me for a minute, but yep, he was like out and then got up and was just like he wanted to fight, and I'm like, please don't let him go back in as a mom. Don't. And our friend Millie, her son Randall Harris, will be at TCB fight. So our best friend Millie, you saw, she was out with us in DC.
Oh, okay.
She hits me up last night. She's like, Randall's fighting in that. I'm so scared, Jess. I'm so scared. So, as a mom, I totally relate, your kid's going out there, but I'm like, he'll be fine and we're here, but I think she might come up for it. So really exciting to see that. So let's see. Let's get after it. Frankie, all week I've heard I'm killing it in the gym. I'm killing it in the gym. And I'll say you're scaring me. Like, I'm going 5-6 days a week. I'm like, maybe I need to go 7. I get very competitive.
I know. But I'm in the zone. You got me in the zone now.
You're so in the zone.
I'm like hitting it hard. 2-hour sessions.
Oh, no, I know. I'm a little like I don't, in a good way, right?
Yeah,
I don't compete. I'm excited. Like, I'm like, yeah, pump me up. I want to go more.
Well, I'm past that time where like I would be sore and couldn't walk. Now I'm like, as soon as I'm done, I have more energy now.
Right.
Like, I come out with more energy than when I went in there.
Plus your trainer, Jesus Christ, you sent me these photos of her. I'm like, I'd be there 3 hours if I was a dude. She is hot as shit. Jeff, remind me to have him show you the pictures.
You got it.
First of all, this girl.
Any nudes?
Any nudes, Frankie?
That's the next level of training, right? Exercising in the nude.
Look at why aren't you saying anything? Do you have any nudes or not?
No, I don't. No
nudes?
No.
I've never been a nude picture sender. I think I talked about that on his show. Like, yeah, no. That's just not my thing.
Frankie?
Have you sent a little D pic?
Shower pic?
Not really. I mean, once or twice, but, and I don't like asking for any. If a girl sends me, she sends me.
Guys, word to the wise. Do not ask a chick or just, first of all, don't ask for nudes when you don't know her. I mean, I've been asked for that. I'm just like, what in the actual, that was back in probably when the Snapchats first came out, like, and Snapchat was normal. Now it's like if somebody says, what's your Snap? I'm like, are you joking? I was on it because of my son. And then the unsolicited D pics, I'm like, I do not want to see your D ever. And definitely never now. You should have kept that under wraps.
I mean, I do have videos like other people recording me.
Of what? Pray tell.
What do you think? Playing around.
Oh my God! Shut up.
Look. I'm old school. I don't record stuff, but it doesn't stop people from recording.
Girls have videos of you. You brought it up.
I've been at parties where one thing leads to another, and then I find myself in situations
That means you had a lot to drink.
where friends are,
Oh, she get off him.
where a couple of my friends would be recording stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would die.
And
Don't
then
put
they'll send
yourself
me-
in this situation.
I know. And then they'll send me the pictures and the videos and be like, hey, oh, by the way, look.
I
And I'll be
would.
like, oh, okay.
Oh my God. Has that happened to you, Jeff? We found our new porn star, Jeff.
You know that my best friend was a porn producer for years, right?
Do you remember the title of one of these?
DC Debauchery number 1 through 10 or
No.
20, whatever it was.
So you and I, way back years ago, were on the phone. And guys, if you hear background noise, there's rehearsal for a quinceañera, and they really like Elvis. This is like, and then Julio told me that quinceañera is like old rock and roll. Anyway, Jeff and I are on the phone. I can't remember what year it was. This was a long time ago, like over 13 years ago, for sure. And you were like telling me, yeah, wasn't his name? Can I say his name?
Yeah, Porno Dan.
Porno Dan. Okay. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, we're filming this porn. And you guys were having a party later. And I
Yeah.
go, oh, like, I go, what is the, I didn't come to the party because I heard the title of this and I was like, no. I go, what's the title? And you're like, Mother's Milk.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I hope that's for Mother's Day weekend, at least, you know.
If
Yeah,
Jeff
that
cares
guy-
to elaborate,
That guy's a great guy. But he was a little touched. He's actually still doing porn,
Is he
living
in
in
them?
Budapest.
Is he in them or he just
A lot-
produces them?
He mostly produces now, but I mean, it's like you see all those movies. Those guys never get out of it totally. But he won like some award in Europe for Gonzo video. Like he does all the Gonzo type stuff where it's like
What's Gonzo?
like
Sorry.
just anything goes and like people from off the streets, like normal people for the most part.
Yeah.
Or he'll get
In porn?
yeah, and then he has like a series called Fuck a Fan. And he gets porn stars coming in and they
Oh,
get
he
fans that
does
come in.
that?
Yeah.
I feel like I've
If you look
led.
him up on like
Very interesting.
Pornhub and all that stuff, you'll find it.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
What's Pornhub?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's still real big. I talked to him probably 6
Wow.
months ago.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
When I hear things like that, like there's a few people I know in life where there's not, look, again, always no judgment zone. Live your life. He's happy. He's not hurting anybody. Who cares, right? But when I hear stuff like this, I feel like so pure. So pure. I'm like, I've done well.
You
I've
know,
done
the
well.
funny thing is, so many people look down on that guy.
I don't.
And that guy was the president of his fraternity.
Yeah.
He was a national account sales rep for a huge computer company.
Yeah.
Dropped all that because that's what he liked to do. And he was, and again, I'm not holding this against any of my friends because everybody's busy and is like at a prime when everybody's getting married and
Yeah.
having kids and all that. He's the only one of my friends who called every week to check on my dad when he was going through chemo
Yeah.
and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's just that kind of guy. So
Here's my thing. Like, I get asked all the time, so just to kind of reiterate your point, like, why are you doing a podcast? Why you do this? You're like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and we do it at 9:00 at night. I prepare. I do my regular day job. I, do stuff with Cagezilla, all that. I was like, because I really love it. And when you really love something, you're passionate about it. I don't care. It's 9:00 at night, and I'll go back and listen back twice before I even fall asleep tonight because I want to, was it good? Did we talk about good stuff? Laugh. And so when you're passionate about something, whether it's porn, this, or whatever that is, I mean, some people's passion is having kids or computers or whatever. And I hate when people judge people, but then I think, Jeff, that just goes back to one of the episodes we talked about where things like even this, it's so looked down upon because sexuality is viewed so different in this country.
for sure.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page. Don't you agree, Frankie?
Yeah, totally.
It really is. I don't want to go deep into it. So anyway, so
But
what
yeah,
else?
so my training's going
Okay,
well.
so training's going well.
It's got me feeling amazing.
Good.
It's got me feeling so good that I think maybe I might start dating.
You are.
Yeah.
How are you going to go about this?
I don't
I'm
know.
excited. You have to pick the right girl, though, because I'm going to have dibs on who you pick.
Well, I have a question for you.
What?
since I'm thinking about dating, I wanted to ask you.
I hope not on a date. We're way
When's-
too good of friends. No, I'm kidding.
When's the last time that you actually went on a real date?
What does real date mean?
And that's what I was going to ask you too. What do you consider a real date? I mean, a
Damn,
legit
Frankie.
date.
Am I blushing 5 shades of red? I actually know the answer to this. It's very sad. So I want to preface this by saying I was until March of 2022, I was in a 7-year relationship. So
Okay.
I've been single a year and 4 months now, whatever it is. A real date. So to me, a real date, because this never happens for me, is a guy that actually planned the date,
Okay.
asked me out, planned the date. I said yes, which I'm so picky. And I didn't have to split it with him. I didn't have to pay. He actually offered to pay. So that would be a real date. I know when it was. It was December of 2014.
Jesus.
That was the last time. Now, not saying like the way my ex and I hooked up was through, like we knew each other through people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it wasn't like, oh, go on a date with me type situation. So not downing him in any way. December 2014, I remember where it was. I will give this guy kudos. I won't say his name, but he not only took me on a date, planned it, but he took me to Uptown Tao in New York.
Nice.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. It was so fun. So December 2014 was the last time I didn't have to pay, and somebody properly asked me, and they planned it all, and I didn't have to do anything but get dressed up and try to look pretty.
That's good. That's good. Those are fun ones.
Yeah.
Shoot,
God,
I date.
that's so sad.
So I dated. I think the last
That's
time I
what
dated
got
was
us.
like was it 2021, Julio? Is that when it was? Fall of 2021. Because it wasn't last year.
No.
2021. So I was dating this girl, right? She was pretty hot. But
2021. Okay, yeah.
But interestingly,
Let me adjust.
people kept asking her, right? Because she was hot. She had a nice body, nice rag, big ass.
Nice rack.
And they kept asking her if she
Yeah.
was real. And she would be like, what the fuck they mean am I real? Because they thought, her fake boobs, her fake butt. Which
Mm-hmm.
leads me to this question.
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked about your boobs? Are they real? And if you have, how do you feel if someone would come up to you and be like, hey, are those real?
Have I been asked?
Real expensive.
Real expensive. And by the way, real expensive that I paid for myself. I love that assumption that somebody else paid for my boobs. Nope, all me. So 2 things I get asked about. Absolutely, I've been asked. First of all, I worked at, when I got my boobs, I worked at Hooters, and I didn't get them because I worked there. I got really thin. I had big boobs and then lost all my boobs.
Oh.
And so I got my boobs, and yes, of course. I mean, they were fresh off the table. But it's funny to me. I do, and I'll get to what I respond. But I get asked a lot when I put on a little more weight, and I think it's just the way I'm made is I get that natural BBL look. So I'll get guys that are like, "Is your ass?" Girls too. "Is your ass real? Do you have a fake butt?" And I'm like, because I didn't really know that was like a thing, and I'm like, "What do you mean? Do I have a fake butt?"
Yeah.
And like people would be like, I'm like, well, I don't know. How do you prove it? Like, put a pin in it. Does it pop? But yeah, so it depends. Like, so part of having, to me, when you have fake boobs and people that have fake breasts, I'll use the right word. I think can attest to this. They kind of don't feel like yours, especially at first. So like when you're getting asked, you're kind of like, yeah, they're fake. Some people I've seen get really offended. Especially when I was younger, I just didn't get offended. And I think part of having fake boobs is you're going to get asked that, especially if you work in an industry like Hooters. I mean, Hooters is definitely, I had a ton of family customers, but it's still Hooters,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes like randos will just come up out of nowhere and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, are your boobs fake?" And I'm like, "Excuse me, what? Like, why are you asking me this?"
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of creeperish. Like, I'm like, that's never okay, just a rando. But if, like, I know the person, or, you know, we're hanging out in the same crowd and someone's just because I get it. Like, people are like, wow, like, people are still fascinated by it. To me, it's so common. I'm like, they're boobs. Whatever.
Well, as guys, no matter how old we get, we see a nipple, we're like, ooh, a nipple.
I would say, though, guys out there, I'm a little bit more, I think, easygoing about that stuff, but I'm not easily offended like some women, and I do understand why they find it offensive. So I would advise against walking up to a girl, whether you know her or not, and just saying that, unless you're in the situation where you just really know that girl and you know you're comfortable with asking her that, or ask it a certain type of way. Yeah.
I mean, I know women that are actually proud of them. You know, they get the surgery done and they can't wait to like show them off, and they're like, oh, look, I just got these. I was never a big fan of like fake breasts until I played with my first set.
And some guys don't like, and I see girls out there. Sorry, my hair is doing something weird. I see girls out there that have, like, some guys don't like fake breasts.
Yeah.
And I see some girls out there where I'm like, you should never get fake boobs. Like they're not that they have big boobs, but they're perfect, and I can imagine them with boobs. And I'm like, I have two friends particularly I'm thinking of, and I'm like, never get fake boobs. Like, you would look awkward. And I also tell girls, like, remember, when you get them and you go so big, they are going to make you look bigger as a person. Like, if I took my boobs out, I'd look I'm only 99.7 pounds. Cameron probably puts on weight when I watch it back. I'm like, oh God. But they make me look a little bigger than that sometimes, I think. So I advise women, be careful, you know, of what you're doing, because you will, all in all, look bigger, and they get a little upset.
But you know what, though? You know, science has come such a long way.
Yeah.
Like, now you can get, like, fake breasts that I feel real. I think so. I was at
mine are anatomical, and they've done a lot better job.
What is it called? Gummies, right?
Gummies, yeah.
Gummies.
And they're lifetime guaranteed. Well, they brought back silicone. Mine are saline. They brought back silicone, much safer version. 20 years they'll tell us they're killing us. Like, who knows? You know, I look, to each their own. But yes, I do get asked, you know, less and less, and I don't necessarily mind, but guys don't go out there, you know. You're
like, hey, my eyes are up here. My eyes are up here.
Yeah, whatever. That's what you tell people, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying last weekend. Last weekend I was out, right? And they're like, oh, Frankie, you're looking so good. You know, and then I'll be like, hey, my eyes are up here.
Yeah. Jeff, do you ask girls that, or what do you think about guys asking chicks, like, walking up, do you have fake boobs? Like, what's your opinion on it?
It's ignorant. Who cares?
What do you mean?
It's ignorant to ask them if they're fake or not, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They are what they are, and it's none of your business.
I mean, I guess guys out there listening, would you walk up to a girl and go, if you absolutely knew, are those your natural breasts? Like, in that way, like,
if you get it right, it's a compliment.
Well, this guy kept asking my girl, right? He was like, he wasn't even asking if they were, like, if she had real breasts. He was like, are you real? Are you real? And she was like, what do you mean, am I real?
I think he was wondering if she was really your girlfriend.
That's probably more like it.
That's probably what it was.
Scott, as a young kid, do you ever get, like, intrigued to go ask a girl? Like, because you're younger. You're like, what, 24, 25?
Yeah. I'm super respectful. I never do any of that stuff.
Yeah, I can't imagine. You're going to be a good cat. I want to, like, do you have a girlfriend yet?
Hopefully one day.
Not yet?
I got options. I just playing the long game, you know?
Why are you playing the long game? Or are you afraid to stay on?
No, when you know, you know. So you just got to wait it out sometimes.
I love you, Scott. You're going to be such a good catch because you're a good-looking kid.
Be careful how long you wait.
That's the only downside. You could be having fun now, but...
Well, it's very true.
But
like,
you can still be having fun later, too, like me.
And me. But I will tell you, being single, coming out of and we have a little segment at the end, coming out of a relationship, you know, and being 47 at the time, I'm like, oh God, like, this is way different. Like, and I had to adjust to that. We'll get to that. Actually, we're doing a little segment at the end, and we'll get to that. But don't wait too long. But actually, there's some fun in being this age too. And I think if you pick the right person, whether you're with a person or not, once you're past the kids and they're in college and out, I think it's a really enjoyable time for couples. And, you know, I think, wait for the right one. But don't be.
I still have fun.
Wait for the person you want to make it right with, like we talked about.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
Like we talked about last week on the show. I think that's really good advice from Jay Shetty.
I have a question for you.
You have all kinds of questions tonight.
Well, speaking of dating, because I mean nowadays it's so different, right? People always have like options.
Yeah.
So I notice how people get upset because like they'll be dating multiple women at the same time. But isn't that how people are nowadays? Like, you're not officially like dating until
we had a whole show on it. A situationship.
No, but not this sort of situationship. Like, if you're out there, you haven't really said, okay, we're in a relationship. You know, let's be monogamous.
Right.
Like, why do people get offended when you're out there? Because when you date more than one person, right? Like, I mean, I haven't dated in a while, so I don't know. And I'm a one-woman guy anyway.
I don't think people get offended. I don't think people make it clear to each other anymore. Yeah. Like, I do think dating used to be more like you're dating, but there wasn't social media to interconnect everything.
Correct.
Technology to interconnect. So if you were dating me on Tuesday and, so your trainer on Friday, there would be no intersection. Now there's a lot of intersection. There's a lot of other things. And people don't make it clear anymore, like, of what their intention are. Like, I'm really dating as to where you had to talk to each other back then. Communication flowed. You didn't have a choice.
But I always feel that women, like, have more options, and then they get upset when a guy does the same thing. Like a double standard.
I think I have a couple girls I know that do, but I think they don't too. They're playing the field. The guy's playing the field. I mean, I think Jeff talked about this. Kevin talked about this. Communication is key. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, as a woman, if you're upset that he hasn't called you or done something, I'm like, well, wait a second. Did you make it clear you wanted to? Did you ask the question, are we exclusive, or what are we doing? We leave, as women, oftentimes we leave the responsibility to the men to make that clear. I'm like, if you didn't have to ask the question, you have no right to be mad.
Yeah.
What has that guy done wrong? Nothing. You didn't clarify. So I think a lot of expectation is put on the men to clarify that shouldn't be. But if a woman's asked the question and he's kind of, I don't know if you listened to the show or I went through the different terms like ghosting. Now I forget them all. Hold on, there was a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, I remember that.
So if you're kind of leading breadcrumbing,
correct,
and leading him in a direction, but really you're over there swiping right constantly. Well, yeah, I mean, women get a little upset, and vice versa. Let me tell you, women play too. It's a two-way street. Yeah.
Well, the reason I ask for this is because, like I said, if I'm gonna start dating, I gotta see how what I'm expected to do or how I should.
I think. Hold on, you're giving control to someone else. You have to control. First of all, you're always going to be okay no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And I think that's key. I think when you, I think I've mentioned this many times. I'm not afraid to love again, because after this breakup a year and a half ago, I for sure know I'll always be okay. So whether someone cheats on me, it doesn't mean it won't hurt. I know I'm always going to be okay. Or whether somebody, that's not what happened, by the way, guys. Or we break up, it's going to hurt, but I'll always be okay. But you need to be communicating. You control your card. So what you expect what you communicate. And Frankie, you can read people.
Yeah, but I'm saying the rules have changed, though. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about certain rules. Like, I'm not going to be out here thinking like, okay, I'm going to go on one date for, and see how it goes, and then just be with one person and see how far it goes. When people nowadays date multiple people at the same time until they make it official who they want to be with.
Well, I don't know what your question is. I guess I would communicate if you're going to do that, like, just say, hey, I'd really like to see you. If you feel like she's getting a little attached on date one, just be like, you have to have balls and be like, I want to make it clear that, I'm out here seeing other people. I've had friends that absolutely do that, and I respect the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But they're doing it for themselves. You have to take control of your own destiny in terms of what you want. Or if you're feeling a vibe with her and you're not sure, then you have to communicate that, or don't be mad if she's like, oh, you know what, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, I thought we were. Well, you didn't ask, so that's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's just random questions. I mean, we'll see
Yeah.
how it
No,
goes.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes if I ever date.
I'm so open to it, and then I'm like, I just, yeah.
Are you gonna do the online dating thing or not?
I know.
I just talked about Tinder, like, I think what was it, episode 2 about.
I talk about it all the time, the dating apps, but like, yeah, you know what I want to do is just do it, and then my girlfriends and I mess with people.
She starts ghosting people, gaslighting people,
no.
leaving
Just
breadcrumbs.
I never go out on any dates. I'm not kidding. I just, at this point, at this point, the answer is no. Jeff, do you think I should get on a dating app or what?
It's up to you. I mean,
Have you done
I don't
them?
care. No,
Why haven't you done them? What's your opinion? Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly,
just go old school, Jeff. Just go to a bar.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna do that. I think
Pretty
I'm gonna
much,
just go to old
I
school.
meet people all the time, everywhere. I mean, my job sort of lends itself to meeting people
Yeah.
and talking. You know,
Yeah, I'm home a
Hollering
lot. See, I work
secretly.
from home, so
I
I
feel
think,
like you're out all the time and you never meet anybody.
first of all, I'm not out all the time lately. I am going out like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to go boating. Going to a friend's birthday party in DC on Friday. So I'm going out because I feel like I've been caged. No. And probably because I'm not for the past year or something, like I just wasn't kind of in that space. And then, you know, we all know I crush on someone, but just, you know, so no.
Oh.
You do the dating apps though.
No.
I thought you said you did.
I have them, but I just do it for an ego boost, you know?
Yes, we matched. No, leave me
Yeah.
alone.
You met.
Ignore.
What do you mean the ego boost? I like this coming from a guy because
It's cool when, you know, people like you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I DM just a fun line and then never say anything ever again.
Wow.
Wait, what kind of line?
Well, at least you don't
What?
talk to
What, like,
yourself.
what line do you DM?
It depends on their bio or if they have a dog or something, you know?
Scott's not going to be pervy.
Yeah, I'm not creepy. I'm usually respectful and, yeah.
If I showed you guys my Facebook purgatory messages, like, oh my God, the stuff I get, and all girls, like, this is not exclusive to me. I'm sure I get less of it than the young girl. I can't imagine what the young girls get. I'm just like, some of the things that have been said to me are unreal. And I just leave it in purgatory because I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I'm like, no, I'm not responding. But I don't block them. I'm just like, whatever. They're harmless.
Is that your ego boost?
Oh.
No,
Why do you think guys are like that, too?
To be quite frank, no pun intended. Not at all. It doesn't do anything for my ego. Somebody that I actually am interested in connecting with me, it boosts my, like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's really cool. And then, of course, I reply more like a dude because I suck.
So hold on a
Thanks, bro.
sec. So, is it a compliment when it's a hot dude, but when it's a busted dude, it's a creeper?
No, I like literally, hot or not. I've had hot guys DM me, and there's some guys hold on. I don't want to say that because there's some guys that are completely respectful, say
Yeah.
nice things. I absolutely respond. They're good looking. I don't want to say not guy. I always try and give people a fair go because looks are relative. And very respectful, and I'm just either, you know, I respond politely, respectfully, and some of them end up being friends, like Facebook friends, and you're like, cool, you're a cool person, you know. Just
Well, next time we hang out, I'm gonna be talking to dudes and be like, "Yo, my friend over there is single."
no, do not.
She's hot. Go
don't,
talk to her.
please don't.
Just good question for you though.
Yeah. Oh God.
How-
you guys are?
I mean, I was just thought about this right now, but like, how young would you go? Like, let's say he checks your like some of your boxes because like loves you DM.
What do you mean? How young? Age wise?
yeah,
Oh, I
age-wise.
talked about it. No younger than 35.
You're 35.
And nobody that, but that's tough because I don't want kids. I mean,
Oh,
I have a
of
kid.
course
I
not.
don't want more kids.
And I'm just giving like giving a shot, you know.
Yeah, I and even 35 with this era of men, I feel like they're not maturing at all. Like they're just in this different place, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, enough about me. Ew.
I know.
Although, you know who dates older women? Do you guys know Matt Rife, the comedian?
Oh yeah, I was
yeah.
seeing some of those.
Did you see that? You know who he is?
I do, yeah.
He's
He's like
hysterical.
the hot new comedian.
He's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's funny.
He's got the great jawline. Women just follow him. He's a little too. I don't know if I find him hot. I think he's like interesting looking.
Right.
Yeah, put him up.
He's
Women just fall all
He's
over
a good
him.
looking kid.
You know what I think I like about him is I've watched a lot of podcasts he's on, and he's a really good human. Like he's a good person.
He seems down to earth.
But there he is. Look at him.
Well,
Oh,
Frankie,
he's
we-
a baby.
Frankie. So we actually saw him on that show with Keenan Thompson, Chrissy Teigen, and the other comedian Jeff. But it was like a show just of comedians, like new comedians coming out.
Yeah, that's
They would
the
do different
show.
skits.
That's how he got
Yeah,
popular.
That's how he got. Yeah, he blew up.
It was a comedian comedy like talent search or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
But
Oh,
he,
the one where they. Okay, I remember what you're talking about.
so
yeah.
he was on a TikTok. He was on a podcast with one of his really good friends, and he goes, "Dude, you like the old ladies?" To Matt Rife, like, and he's like, and they just keep getting older because before he would cut it off, I think at like 40 or 45. But every one of them has played him and broke his like heart.
Yeah.
No, not Maddie.
Yes, like these older
Yeah.
women, and I'm like, okay, either he's super emotional, which I have a feeling maybe he is, but like, I'm like, oh, this poor boy, these older women are killing him.
Yeah, his boy was talking about like, stop dating these older women because then you come to my house, you're crying. And like he's like, it broke my heart.
It's hilarious. I'm so sorry.
He's young. I don't get it because what I did was I opened the comments, and women are just like, I got you, dude, all day long, and like love him, my age women.
Yeah.
And I just said, Matt, I said something sweet. I was like, you'll find the right girl. You're a really good human. Like, because he is.
And Jess was
He's
like,
a
"I'm right
kid.
here."
No, I don't want to date. Although I should just play my cards. Like,
Come on, Matt. If you're watching this, you have a shot with Jess.
No. Oh, God. No. But that would be my luck. That's the celebrity I would get, and he's a child, and then all of a sudden he wants kids and shit, and then I'm screwed.
So we keep talking about you and dating this and that.
Yeah.
You crushing on anybody lately?
I don't want to answer that.
No comment, really? You plead the fifth, really?
You know this answer. Yeah. Now I can see myself on the screen. I am 5 shades of red.
TMZ wants to know.
Same person I've been crushing on. But whatever. I digress. So real quick, I wanted to ask you, Frankie, since you guys are firing away with questions, I was thinking about this the other day because somebody was talking about it on one of the socials is what is the biggest lesson in the last year you think you've learned?
Ooh,
I
that's
found
a
it
good one.
interesting because I was like sitting back going, I think we should ask ourselves these questions.
Yeah. For me personally, I think I learned the importance of actually loving yourself.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's easy to take care of other people.
Yeah.
Like it comes natural to like put everybody else first.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't even think about it. I just do it.
Yeah.
But it was never easy for me to actually take care of myself.
Yeah. And you're doing it. You're
And-
doing it all the way around. I mean, I don't want to go into our personal conversations that we have. Someone asked me, sidebar real quick, like, how do you share so much about yourself? I said, I share a 20th of myself. I'm an extremely private person. And I know that's hard to believe because I'm a social poster, but if you notice, I'm off hinge in my story. Comedy. Oh, that'll make someone laugh. This will make someone, a selfie here and there. Because I think my selfie posting is different. My intent is different now. I'm just like, oh, Jessica, you look good. I'm gonna do that one today. Like, I don't care if people like it or not. And then it's a life lesson. Like, I just post, and it's more because I hope that like I see it and it makes someone laugh, or I see it and it helps somebody that day who might be going through it because I know what it's like to go through it. So
Yeah.
I share a lot, but I don't share a lot. I share a 20th of who I am, and I don't know if I would. My closest friends know that's absolutely true. what I hold back, what I'm extremely private about. And they know, I mean, they know my ish. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I get you. I'm the same way. You and I are so similar.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of conversations that we
yeah.
keep to ourselves.
Well, I find it interesting because, like, I mean, I think people think you're putting it all out there. I'm like, yes, this is who I am when I'm on air. I mean, but there's a lot I don't talk about, and it's not bad stuff. It's good stuff too.
Correct.
I protect a lot in my life, and sometimes my emotions or my feelings on, just different subjects or things I've been through, and I protect people, like people I know, or if I'm in my next relationship, like I throw a lot out there, but I'm not there to throw it all out there because I find things extremely sacred, and some are fun. Like I want to share, like, what are we doing? Yeah, we're in this country, or we're, blah, blah, blah. That's different. But the intimacy, meaning like other things, are very private to me. But yeah, so you've learned that. What have you learned, Scott? Where are you again? You just disappear. I always, what I like, Scott, about this for you is because at 24, no one's asking you these things. And you're going to become this just such self-aware person that we're going to make you such a good man for a chick.
Oh, yeah. No, these are some good tips. What you said, I think, is awesome. And whether I realize it or not, like, you really have to take time for yourself and stuff. And, we work all the time and grind all the time, but there's got to be some self-reflecting and stuff for you. So I love what you say. I would agree with you.
Because, Jessica knows me for a long time. And, I'm always happy, good energy. But like when I finally took some time to really reflect and put myself first, I realized that I'm genuinely happy right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I've been through a lot of stuff, like emotional, physical, but now that I take a step back and take care of myself, I feel like I'm healing. I feel like I'm good to myself. Before I felt so guilty, after a divorce, after all that, I felt like, I should be taking care of my kids more. Like, why did my marriage fail? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then when I'm at peace with all that, and I look back and I reflect on myself, I feel great. I did my best and a lot of stuff. I know I failed in certain things.
Yeah.
But when I start taking care of myself, like physically, it led to healing and emotionally, spiritually. Like, it leads to other stuff, to discipline, to realizing, like, okay, there's a lot of stuff I was doing that was, like, detrimental to myself. It looked like fun.
Well, you pissed me off, like, not pissed me off, that sounded really harsh, because you had the heart attack, and then I saw you, like, Frankie and I are always close, but we disconnect sometimes. I hope we never do again, but that was just situational because,
it happens.
And when I saw you again, we started hanging out. I'm like, what are you doing? You got a second chance of life. Like, well, what are you doing? A lot of people have what happened to you, and they just flatline. And I really lit you up. Like, I don't hold back, and I do it out of love. Like, it sounds harsh, but I'm not a sugarcoater. Like, if you want my honest opinion, or if I'm looking at you going, you're effing up, I mean, I'm straight up. So
yeah, and of course, that advice, and also the way you live your life, your example also, like, motivates me to take care of myself. So, sometimes it just takes a while for things to click. But I feel great now. I mean, I have so much energy. I'm genuinely happy now.
Yeah.
And it leads to other stuff.
Sit down.
So that's, like, the most important thing I learned this year, and I'm super excited about it.
Scott, what did you learn, though? Like, you didn't really say. You're saying what Frankie said. Do you have anything you learned?
That is such a hard question. I don't know. I'm putting me on the spot.
Jeff, do you have anything you've learned this year that you would like to share? You're less emotional outwardly than I am.
No, I don't think so.
Jeff's like, shut up, Jessica.
No, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, if anything, I would just say petty things. Like, the little things sometimes you can overthink.
Yeah.
Like, just don't overthink them. Like, they're just something little. That's probably what I learned.
Life is once and one thing at a time, and nothing's ever like, yes, it seems so urgent. Yes, in the moment, things are urgent. I'm not trying to say that, but at the end of the day, they'll all come together. It'll all be taken care of. Nobody needs to scream. Calm down. Things like that. I think for me, I learned to give myself grace. I didn't know what that meant before. Like, I give myself grace. Like, I was so hard on myself, and now I'm like, I don't drink a ton, but if I want to have the grace to have a drink, I will.
Yeah.
But in bigger things too. So I give myself grace, and I give others grace, and I didn't understand that. I learned that healing is definitely an ongoing journey. It's never done. And I think I put a high concentration. Poor Oshieska. I put a high concentration on not doing things from ego, because and a big concentration on going into my next relationship and consciously being aware of not to love from ego. And I think I can't put that into words. It's something you got to think about and understand it for yourself.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I do get it now, because, you know, when you take the ego out of love, then you're really loving. And that can be with your family. That can be with your friends. I don't want to get dark and deep, but like, you know, I think those are the things like I really took out of this year. Cause I mean, you know, we talked about a subject of heartbreak. I have people who come to me a lot, like, how did you make it through? Because last year was rough, right? Like last March, it was really hard for me. And have you ever had your heart broken?
Heck yeah.
Jeff?
Not really.
Yeah.
You have to have a heart right for that to happen.
No. Honestly,
good.
I've really had one like love of my life.
You have?
Yes.
Do I know the person?
Probably not.
Aww.
I was 23 and we were dating, and it just wasn't the right timing. And
Where is she?
I don't know, probably Maryland, I guess.
And it wasn't a heartbreak?
No, he said.
No, I mean,
Oh.
I was sad, but I wasn't heartbroken. I mean, like you got to move on with your life. Like,
I think you're really
I think,
good
like,
at.
when my dad passed,
Yeah,
I was heartbroken.
that's-
You know, that is like real pain for me.
That's going to lead me to my
You know.
point. I think you I always
Compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize. I always can't spit it out in the moment. I think you do that very well. I do it as well. I can God, here we go. I know.
You compartmentalize better than you can say it.
Yeah.
That's a hard word,
So
too.
when I'm saying it at home, I can do it. But when I'm constantly thinking about compartmentalize, I know the word. Poor Oshie.
I'm not even going to try it. I want you to think I'm having a seizure in here.
I think. Have you had your heart broke?
No, not like that.
No.
Romantic.
Scott?
Oh yeah.
What's heartbreak to you? Because Jeff kind of set this up for me, what I had written down. What is it for
I
you?
mean, potentially the one, you know, just like Jeff said, wrong time, wrong place.
So what I learned when I got, you know, when my relationship ended, because I think we put blame in there, like he broke my heart, she broke my heart. But the truth of the matter, your relationship fell apart. So how I view heartbreak is so different now, right?
Yeah.
I did have one guy where that was a love heartbreak. And I think you handle things better as you get older, because I think when you're young, and that was on that podcast we watched, you really feel things when you're young, really feel them. And so it's a lot harder for kids. We don't give kids enough credit. Like I said that on one show, like people are like, oh, they're not in love. They absolutely are in love at the level of emotion they have. And it's not cool to say that to kids. I hate that. And I correct adults all the time. How dare you? And when they get broken up with, they don't have the emotional intelligence and life experience to know how to deal with it as well. And I think we don't give kids enough for credit for how deeply they feel. Stop it, Osh. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'm going to tell you something funny about myself. I'm going to make a confession. And Hula can testify, confirm this. So our mother, she always used to play romantic music, like breakup songs, like she would sing them, like, you know, just with everything. So at a very young age,
Yes.
I was exposed to all that, right? So when my marriage ended and I broke up, I would play like every breakup song and I would cry to the point that, Jessica, I honestly enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed that pain.
Yeah.
It's like I loved
Yeah.
living it. I was like, I get to say like, like my heart was broken and I could brag about it and I survived it.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
No, but we're going to pause on that. We're going to go to a break real quick and come back in just a few minutes. Scott's going to run some ads and we'll be right back. And welcome back to A Tribe Called Jess. Sorry, I had to take Oshie outside and he didn't do anything.
He just wants some fresh air.
Life of a terrier. He just wants to go party is what I think Scott said. You're probably right. He is a party dog. He did go to a rooftop techno party at Clarendon Ballroom. I kept him behind the speakers before everyone freaks out, and he had the best time. Oh, she loves music. He had such a great time.
They're not allowed to be in front of the speaker?
I wouldn't put him his poor little ears, blow his ears out. So I kept him in his stroller back, and he just stood up and he and everybody's giving him attention, and everybody's drunk dancing in front of him. He had that time of his life. He was raised on a boat. The minute I got him with tie up with subwoofers and
oh, those parties are so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, he's a party dog, and he's actually super well behaved when we're out. Like super well behaved. He goes to like fine dining, to parties, to whatever. I don't take him to Echo.
You've had DJs on your boat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how fun the parties are.
On our friend's boat, yeah. Not on mine, but whatever.
On the boat.
And I'm going boating this weekend, and one of the people is a DJ, so that'll be super cool. One of the people going to be out.
Sunday?
Or no, next week. I'm so confused with this holiday. Just so for the record, July is my favorite month, and July 4th, I would give up every other holiday for this holiday. It is my favorite. I love fireworks more than anything. I'll send Jeff some pictures to post up on the website because people get great shots of me every year, like my shadow watching the fireworks. I get so excited, guys. Like I think it's so romantic, and nobody else views July 4th as romantic. But I do.
No, it is. It is because it's in the summer.
In the fireworks.
We know summer with the vibe. You're having fun, and when the sunset's going down, it's romantic.
Yeah, I'm a summer girl, but I find fireworks and sparklers, I relate to romantic. I used to be terrified of them as a kid, and now I'm just like, oh, they're so romantic. And I just like the vibe of summer. I'm just a summer water girl. Like if I could wear a bikini all in little shorts and flippies all the time and gym clothes. This is like I have my pink taco shirt, guys, on. Oh, you wanted to know about this. This was a discussion. We'll go back into heartbreak. So this was my pink taco Las Vegas shirt.
You had me at pink.
And Jeff goes, nice pink taco or something. What'd you say, Jeff?
I want to something about liking your pink taco. I think
Jeff has never seen my pink taco.
And then he mentioned something about a soap that makes.
Oh, so I went to this. I threw it out. I think just recent. I went to one of those bachelorette parties or the showers or whatever. There was probably a stripper there. The men's stripper, which grosses me out. Oh my God. This dude put his stripping, and I'm like, I'm the last girl you want to put your wiener in my face. I'm good, dude. Get the fuck away from me. But yeah, they had in the gift bag, they had a soap, and supposedly it turns your ish, if it's like off colored, I don't know, worn out, back to pink. I don't know. I never used it. Never had to. But I had never heard of such a thing, but people use it. It's like a thing. No personal experience with it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find that soap.
I think you the people that sell the sex toy parties, and Scott can probably pull it up right online.
You better be careful what he pulls up.
And the places, there's still places that sell sex toy. DC has places that actually sell the crap in the stores still. I don't know if Manassas used to have that one place, and I don't know if it's still there.
Well, we need to clarify this for all the white girls that are dating, boyfriends that are.
Why are we bringing race into it?
They're dating, Latinos and black dudes. They're gonna need that soap.
Fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God, this went south. We're talking about heartbreak, and all of a sudden we're talking about pink tacos and
Good pink taco could heal heartbreak, probably.
That's and the penis size of different races.
Yeah, because that's how you heal a heartbreak.
That's a different kind of heartbreak. Okay, there it is. Yes, see? There's a whole thing of them. It's a thing. For the viewers out there who are only listening in sound and playback, there's this whole, Scott has it up on the screen. You can watch this show always back on YouTube in video. And yeah, there's a ton of these soaps.
Must start eating those like Tide Pod.
The bubble gum.
Oh my God, Tide Pod eating. Well, what were you saying when I had to go to break? And again, sorry about that, guys. You were saying something about the heartache and pain, and I was just
Oh yeah,
too
that
focused.
if
And
it
now
was-
she's asleep.
that I was kind of extra that because our mom used to play all the music, like love songs and breakup songs.
Yeah.
So when I went through the breakup, it was like I was playing every song.
That's
I was
good.
just
It makes you
soaking
cry.
all in.
It makes you cry. It's good to cry.
Yeah, but I felt like I was just extra. Like I just took it to the next level to be like, but you know what though?
It's good to cry. Sometimes I do that on purpose, so I cry because I'm so overwhelmed with emotion, and I'll hold it in, and so I want to cry.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but I guess your heartbreak is the level to the amount of love you gave.
No. So
No?
I view heartbreak completely different now. So I had a guy that I have had my heart broken until, I say heartbroken till March. Like I didn't get, I'll explain this. I'll pull this in where it was actually a love heartbreak where, so I don't drunk text ever.
Oh, boy.
Like ever. Girls are like, how do you do it? How drunk text men? Like, how do you not like text like, the person you refer to? Like, I'm like, I won't. I just don't. I think I sent one in my breakup, like angry. It was about something though, and I was like, oh God, that was just so dumb. So unlike me,
Yeah.
I don't. And I can be like Jeff and compartmentalize my emotions really well. Like you could see me out and I'll smile, hug you, and I still have people go, oh God, you guys broke up, to this day, because I'm very good at life goes on, right?
Man.
So one guy, he really did like break my love heart. Like it was that kind of heartbreak. Now I look at it as different. So like as I reflected coming a year, because we both listened to this podcast this week with Kelly Clarkson, and I found it so insightful. Coming to this point, heartbreak for me is not about necessarily love. Yes, you're going to miss that person, but it was the the heartbreak came with the life.
Yeah.
It meaning like you're not just breaking up as people, because I think ultimately we needed to go our separate ways, right? And I have respect for him, he has respect for me, and there's no need to hate people. I understand when people do something naughty, but there's, I have no ill will. But like it was the break of a life. This was our friend group, or this, or that. This was my life. This was my family. I cook. I love to cook. Breakfast, lunch, dinner especially during COVID, being home. And now it's just our life. I mean, Nico, everything, even though he was not Nico's dad. So I think that's really where the heartbreak is this life. But then when my grandfather just died, I was equally heartbroken in a different way. Like Jeff was saying, like I was just heartbroken. And so I think heartbreak in itself is grief. I don't think anybody causes it. I think it's just, it is a part of life ending, whether that's a human life ending. I think they're different. Don't take me wrong. But so heartbreak's different for me. And I think the good points that I came out of this with is, there is, one thing is people out there listening, when people are going through it, the one thing that annoyed me, I mean, especially this first few months, because I am a strong person and everybody knows that. You're so strong. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Stop telling me I'm strong. I know I'm strong, but right now I'm not strong.
Yeah.
Or trying to fix it. And I'm like, and I'm just saying random, I'm not mad at them, but I just remember crying to my girlfriends, heaving, crying, and going, if one more person tells me I'm strong, I'm going to literally punch them. And they didn't deserve it. I mean, they're just trying to be supportive. I mean, not my friends, meaning just randos, random people that would reach out. And my girlfriends understood. Like the greatest thing about having really best friends who are in tune with you during that time is they listened. They knew there's nothing you can say when somebody is going through it, or somebody. Like the best thing you can say to somebody who's lost somebody, or heartbreak, especially grief with death, is I'm here.
Yeah.
There are no words.
Yeah.
Every person's unique. There's nothing you're going to say that makes it better. And everybody knows inherently to a point there's light at the end of the tunnel. But you don't need to tell them that right now, because they're not seeing no fucking light. Excuse my French. I tried not to curse this time. I wasn't seeing any light at the end of the tunnel at that time. So please don't say that. Just say, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. And if you're not okay, please reach out. And there were moments when I was never going to hurt myself, but I was not okay. But I do remember some people say gradually you get better. I remember, I think it was around July 24th of last year, where being out in DC, I was sober. I got drunk later. Don't take me wrong. Got really hammered. But I remember being like, I'm okay. It's like this feeling washed over me. I was out and I'm like, oh my God, I'm okay. Not better, didn't have more work to do. I just remember, I know I'm going to be okay. And it was just like that. And so it was interesting to me. And I feel such gratitude, like everything I've gone through in life that's really, really hard. And someday I've gone through way worse. And I hope to talk about it because it's a story I help other people with in life. And I can't talk about it right now on the show. But I have such gratitude. When you come out on the other side of something like a breakup and you have such gratitude for the experience, because you have to find silver linings, guys, and you have to find the lesson and the gratitude in all hard situations. And I'm so grateful that I went through it because I taught myself so many things. And I'm proud of that. And I'm look, life is once, and I'm still here, and I'm having fun. So I think, the heartbreak changed for me.
Well, once you get past certain things, you kind of you can look at it differently. I remember at first, you kind of look at like, oh, things ended, it was so bad. Like you think of the negative stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then once you get past it, you get a chance to reminisce and remember the wonderful things because it wasn't all bad.
Oh,
that's why I love that podcast you're saying
not.
from Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
She mentioned that she was like, it wasn't bad when we were
it was
married.
good.
Yeah, exactly. It just ended. That's exactly what she said. It just ended.
And sometimes things have to end. Even friendships have to end. And that doesn't make that time in your life not amazing. The only thing I ever say I regret is like, oh God, I'm 48 coming or 47 coming out of it at the time. And I'm like, so that I was like, ooh, I stopped the process.
Yeah.
But like, I don't regret it. I had so much fun and we had so many good times and there was so much love there. And so, no, you can't be bitter. Like, bad shit happens to people and they're very different situations where people come out of abuse and this and that. But even then, you can turn those things into, you know what, I'm going to go out and help somebody. You can recognize the signs of abuse and maybe you help someone get out sooner or save a life. And that is a part of healing. And thank God you got to go through that, got out, and now you've helped somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome is that? So, I always say it's all in how you look at it. I think having humor in a breakup is essential. You got to laugh at shit. I laugh at myself all the time.
Oh, I know. Me too.
Like I remember one day my eyes were so puffy and I had to look. I'm like, girl, you look like Quasimodo. No, nothing should make you look this bad. You are Jessica. Like, and you got to kind of say, like, get that vibe about yourself and laugh at yourself and laugh at situations and you got to cry it out. We shame crying in this country. I think we shame crying, period, in the world a lot of times. And I'm like, crying's no different than laughing. It's just a different way to release emotion.
It's exactly.
And it's unfortunate because crying, when I cry it out, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better.
Yeah. But do you think there's such thing as getting over it completely? I don't think there is. I think you just learn how to deal with stuff.
I mean, am I over it? Yeah. I think what's scarier is the other side of heartbreak. What do I do now? Then you have to face everything else. Like, do I want to date? Do I want this? How, career? Do I want to move to a different place? Because, I really want to move to Miami. That's been like on my books for like a year.
Yeah. I can't wait so I can come visit you all the time. Hurry up, Jessica, moving to Miami.
I think the other side of it is like, and then learning like, what do I really want? And can I really find that? And a lot of self-realizations, because now you're not focused on the pain and the heartbreak. And I'm like, I think this is almost worse. And I went through that. I actually went through that the last like 4 months. And I feel like I just this week came out of that, like end of last week. And like, okay, I think I'm starting to figure that out. So I think after that is very interesting part. I think we'll always be okay. We'll always be okay. And we got to wrap soon, but
I tell something that caught my attention is when I started realizing that I was using what happened to me as an excuse to be irresponsible and like a train wreck. And it was like, when I realized that, I was like, you know what? I control how I feel. I control what I do. And when I finally took accountability for what happened and for the way I was behaving,
Yeah.
it's like it completely changed my world.
Well, I'm going to say this. I was hot mess Jess, and I freaking loved every minute of it because I don't give a shit. That Jessica, that I will, there's a line in Silver Linings Playbook where she's like, there's a part of me that'll always be dirty, and that's who I was, and blah, 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 blah. It's one of my favorite, it might be my favorite movie, like modern movie. And I'm like, I love that Jessica. She was a wild child girl, and I still love her, and there's a piece of her in me, and I dig her, and I'm glad I was like that. I'm not going to go into words, but a wild child.
Jennifer
and
Lawrence.
I'm still wild. It's just not in a very different way. I take it.
Well, we learn. Obviously, we learn. You know, we mature and we learn.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't
We gotta
regret
wrap
everything
soon.
I went through.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me who I am now. You
Yeah.
know, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I soaked it all in.
Yeah.
And here I am now, like living life, and
Living
being
buff,
happy.
ready to date, ready to go.
I
Maybe
know.
not hoe it out, commit, and have lots of sex in different countries. And next week, I think we're gonna have a guest from Arlington, Juan. So we'll get to that.
yeah.
I don't. Used to be an A-Town favorite. I think he'll be on next week. I'm going to talk to him real quick. Scott, give me 1 sec. Talk about how it's better to be attractive to 100 women than for guys to bang 100 women. I didn't get to it today, but it was a really good subject, and I'll get to it. You know, we have plenty of episodes. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for the inboxes. I love you all. Tune in next Wednesday and every Wednesday at 9 p.m. when we're all back right here. Take care, guys. Later.